Welcome everybody, this is Tristan and Sabrina. We got something good going on for you today. It's time to sit down and then stand back up. Seriously, this has been something that people have talked to us about over the years, and people in our local classes. We would do exercises on the ground sometimes without even thinking that someone might have trouble getting down, or even more, getting back up after they get down, right? And so because of that, and having our own injuries, Sabrina's knee, my back, we've had to learn alternate ways to safely get up and down. And today we're going to give you a mini workshop, a mini class, some of the cool stuff that was actually taught in our Life Force Mastery Dojo today. We did a deep dive into it. It was so great. Everybody loved it so much. I'm going to pull a couple of the top techniques from that class today and give them to you.
Yeah, it was really confusing to me years ago when I was teaching face-to-face classes, and there would be like a fitness format, and so I would want to go down to the floor to work the legs, get back up for cardio, go down to the floor to do some more toning, and that some people were leaving. I'm like, they don't like the class. Right. And then when I talked to them, yes, they could get down, and yes, they could get back up, but they were embarrassed and self-conscious at the way that they had to do it, or the amount of time that it took them to do it. So I ended up restructuring my class with the awareness of that to, can we just go down and get up one time, which that's what I do currently. But there was never an education. It's always so funny, that thing that's right in front of our face, we don't ever think to teach. And that's why I'm really excited to share this with you, because maybe you're really mobile and agile right now, and you can like get on the floor and get back up and get on the floor and get back up. But maybe you have a mom or a dad or a neighbor or an aunt or an uncle or someone that you could pass this info on to them, so that they feel more comfortable and confident and less self-conscious moving through their days. And a lot of times people will say no when you ask them, hey, do you want to go and do this? And they're like, no. And it's really because they're forward thinking, I'm going to have trouble walking up those stairs, sitting down. Yeah.
And look, we're all getting older, right? So let's make sure we've got some... I know, I said it. We're all maturing. We're getting younger as we get older. That's the truth. But it doesn't hurt to have a couple of techniques in your back pocket, if you will, that are efficient ways of moving your body, that are following the path of least resistance, if you will, economy of motion. And there's something called kinetic chains. We'll talk a little bit about that today. There's ways of moving one muscle and then the next that are very helpful, so that the body can do more with less effort.
And I think most of the time what happens is that someone has an injury or an issue, like a bum knee or their hips hurt. They have something that called their attention, and they figure out a way to move without using that joint, without mobilizing that part of their body, without having the strength there. And so we develop these odd ways of moving, and then those parts get more and more and more weak. So what we love to teach with like our techniques of movement medicine is getting that mobility back. That's what we call it, ageless mobility. Getting a little bit more flexibility and getting the strength so that you can use all of the movements, where you will see the body is made to sort of spiral. It isn't made to move like a robot.
Just in a linear fashion. Yeah, you'll see some circular spiral type motions when we get up. In fact, why don't you take your shoes and socks off so you can join me? Don't worry, my feet are clean.
Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now.
Take off the socks and the shoes.
Just want to say thank you guys who are popping in live.
Yeah. Hi, Susan. Two Susans.
Susan, Bonnie, and Debbie, and Barbara, and Shayna, and another Susan. Hello. Bonnie says she may be getting older, but she's
I'm still good and bratty. Aren't we all? All right. Susan says, I wish I would have known what getting older would do. I'm so glad I'm in the dojo. Oh, that's beautiful. I am glad that you guys, this, by the way, this is a public broadcast to everyone in the Satori community at large, so you don't have to be in the dojo to learn what you're learning today. If you're interested in joining our dojo, I'm going to just give you this link for you to write down. We're going to jump up in just a second and get going. Write that link down, because I want you to know that if you wanted the full masterclass that I taught today, that's available in our dojo. We recently completed a series called Ageless Mobility that was a standing series, and it was off the charts, one of the best trainings,
like a
I think.
4-week series, that 3 weeks that culminates to a routine you can use for life.
People were kind of freaking out and going bananas over that one, which led us to want to do another that's coming up next week. And that one's everything you can do on the ground for your spine and your hips and your pelvis. Henceforth, the need to be able to get to the ground and get back up.
Yeah, you sitting in a chair, laying on the floor, lying in bed. These next 4 weeks are going to be really about getting more mobility and strength into the hips and pelvis. But we wanted to share with you guys today because we feel like everyone needs to know, how do you get up and down from the floor efficiently, like economy of motion? Where are you missing some of those kinetic chains, and how can you take the fall out of it? Because we've noticed a lot of people just sort of fall, and that's not good.
Yeah. Okay, let's, without any further ado, get into it. Now, I'm going to use a chair to show some assisted practice, and then I'll also use a bench. I'm going to give you a lot of variety. Well, hello! The star has arrived. Lord Bentley, will you show your face on camera and your cute little hat? Sorry, we've got to have a pet buy. You know what a pet buy is, like when you're in Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel's show, Tom Cruise happens to...
What does he do on the yoga mat?
What did he just do? He just did a partial downward dog on the freaking yoga mat. What's up with that, people?
How does he know?
How do they know? Bentley, you're cute. Your timing was impeccable. Okay, you cannot reproduce that stuff. All right, so you can use a chair today. You can use a stool, okay? You can use a desk. You can use a bar, whatever you need, okay? So...
Bentley, that was amazing.
Bentley, you're getting extra kibble tonight. You just did a really good thing. No, I need that.
Oh.
Okay. So here we go. There's a desk here in front that's got the good old computer on it, and I actually was teaching some of this today while I was up close, because a lot of us work at computers and desks, and not that we go down on the floor in front of the desk, but I just want you to show that I want them to see the technique from here. So I don't know how you currently get up and get down, or if you have issues with that, but I've seen people like trying to go down on the floor this way, and that's really hard for them, but not with an assisted situation like a chair or a desk. The idea here is that we're going to keep a nice long straight spine. We're actually going to take one leg and put it behind us. We're going to use something to help us to drop down. Now, we've all seen the football players, the young, athletic, agile people who can step back and put an arm on the leg. And you may be able to do that right now, and that's fantastic. Awesome for you. Your body's still strong and healthy. But not everybody can do this. Notice where my hand is going here. I'm just going to show you from this posture, and then I'm going to show you how to get here. So the first thing is, don't look down when you try to stand up. Now, I've got a mat underneath me. This is a yoga mat. For some folks, and I don't have it, we can use this one. You will, if you've got hard floor or a carpet that's not super comfortable, you'll want to put a rolled up towel or blanket under your knee or knees. Not a poofy pillow, because those can cause you to sort of slip and fall off on the knee area. So you're going to want something under that knee. Why? Because for a moment, we're on the bone that's in the top front area of the knee called the patella. And we don't want a lot of pressure on that. In fact, don't go right on the tip of it. Try to allow a little bit from the front of the shin to be on the floor as well. Okay, this is the part I want you to see first. Both hands on the knee. This is without assistance on a chair or anything. You don't get up like this. You actually move forwards. I'll do this from the side so you can see. You have your knee right over your ankle. You place both hands on the knee and you look up and you move forwards. Okay, that's really important. Watch from the side.
Yeah, that's an old dance trick. Your body goes where your eyes are looking.
If you look down, it engages your retractor muscles and everything wants to go this way. When you look up, it activates the extensor muscles. Your spine is going to be nice and long, almost like when a bodybuilder has weights on their back. There's a light arch back here. It's not bent forward like that. That's too much compression on the spine. But in this posture, the legs are loaded and the spine can hold a lot of weight. Well, using that concept, you're going to lift up like you had weight. You are the weight, okay? And you're going to use your muscles in your chest to press, to create some momentum. The muscles in the back of your arms, your triceps, are going to help. Your spine is going to lift up. Your eyes go up, so your neurology says we're going up. And then you're going to use your legs, okay? So it's looking up. Do we go forward or up? Both. Leg out in front, up and forward like walking. Now, I needed you to see that piece first because the next part will be even easier now.
And you may need to practice this a few times, for sure.
And if this technique doesn't work for you, there are others. Okay, so now with the chair, let's look at getting to the floor first. What we're going to do is we're going to put one hand on the support. If that's too low, use a higher chair. In this case, and you want something stable. Make sure you've got something for your knee, and you put your leg back. You put your leg back far enough, because you can stand like that with support, so that your ball of your foot is on the floor. We'll use this support here, and we will slowly lower. Okay?
So the chair is keeping you from dropping the weight into your knee.
Perfect. Take your leg and you can swing it back a little if you want, so it's nice and far. Let's look from the side. It's back a decent amount, yeah? So here we go. Back, using support, and down. I like having the chair a little bit off to the side so that I can also practice without it. Remember what to do. Forward, look up. Or with this and this. Now you've got both arms up, so much easier to stand.
Yep.
Okay? All right, so there's our first technique with the chair.
You guys joining us live, how was that? Did
Yes.
you do it? Let us know in the chat.
How did that feel now?
Or are you watching it like a TV show?
There's obviously a next step. Okay, great, Tristan, you got me to my knee. Now what? Okay, so with or without the chair,
Tune in next week. No.
we've got to get from here to the floor. So what we want to do is put one hand down and then the other one, but we need to get this leg out of the way. So we have a couple of options. One is if you've got the ability and the flexibility, you can just put it on the floor. Like that, right? You may need to turn a little and put it back. By turning, it opens the pathway for the leg to go out. You see, watch the difference. I'll do it from the side. It may feel like it's a little tight here going back. Like I can't quite get my foot off the floor to go back. But if I just put my hands over here and turn a little, see how the foot can easily go back and come around? Much, much easier. I hope that made sense. You can see it visually. You have this option, straight back, or put your hands slightly off to the side and let it scooch out to the side and swing around. Bring your hands back. Make sense? Okay, now we're on all fours. Do not do this. Okay, you can hear, that was my hip. My mother-in-law is probably wondering what just fell in the house. This is really cool. You're going to use a bit of a spiraling motion to get your bum to the floor from here. So we've got all fours. We do the Bentley Stretch. Thank you, Bentley. What we do is we're going to put one hand out and turn it in a little bit. The reason we turn it in is because if the fingers are out and we start going like this as we're going down, look at all the pressure on the back of the wrist. Very uncomfortable. We turn it in for protection. Even if we fell, that way we wouldn't hurt our fingers. And now, rather than going, I'll give you an example from standing. If I were going to fall from up here all the way down, it's a long way down. There's a lot of distance. Now, I'm not recommending you do this next technique, but this will make a point. However, if I could take the distance away and get my bum close to the floor, Wouldn't that be a good idea? Especially if I was falling. And this is what martial artists learn to do, is when they're falling, they bend their knees quickly and they get their booty close to the mat. That's what I want you to do from here, is get your booty closer to the mat faster. Watch from the side, hand out, turn slightly in. Now I'm going to end up looking behind me when I sit down. I will not be on my knee for very long. I'm going to be on the side of my leg and watch. I put my booty on the floor. Now I can do stuff down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to come back for you.
Took all the pressure off.
No falling. I spiraled, turn my hand in, I spiraled right down. Okay? Look at the outer part of my leg. It's rolling, but it's turning. The more you turn, the easier this gets. Okay?
And you could do that on your fists too if you had any issues with your hands.
Now I want to show you more things on the floor, but let's see how we're doing so far. How is this working for you? Very clever. Good. Better with the left leg. Aha, good. Good to know, right? So then you work on. I'm going to show you something that could be helpful for your leg before going all the way down. You can practice being a little bit in a lunge. Doesn't have to be really long yet, just a little bit. And just baby squat. Baby squat. Warm up that knee, warm up this knee, warm up the hips, get the body warmed up. Going from cold to all the way down might be a little bit much on the joints until we've got some blood flow. Okay? Remember that looking up and standing up. That makes such a difference. Look at the whole thing here. Once we're starting to feel more comfortable.
Yeah, 1, 2.
And now you can play with your puppy on the floor. Versus, sorry Winston, I can't get all the way down there to pet you. Good boy. No! Pet the puppy. Poor little guy. I did a little bit more advanced on that one. I want to get down here and pet the puppy. Okay, let's say we want to get back up now. This position might not be, okay, you're about to see what happens in the morning. This is Winston's favorite thing to do. He nuzzles and buries his head in your lap so he can get a booty rub. And he's not going to leave right away, even in the middle of our show. He's going to need a little attention here. I like him to have strong, healthy hips and legs, so this is where he gets his massage. And we do the whole spine. And we do the side of the cheeks and the neck. Okay? You're done. That's all. That's all. See? Look, he won't leave. We're done. Come on. That's it. We're in live TV right now. Come on, buddy. All right. I'm going to stand up for a minute. Okay. We're so blessed.
This blanket?
That's what I do. I use my fists. Yes, using your fists can be pretty good too instead of the palm. But that turning the palm in technique, pretty cool. And I got 2 more things I want to show you from the ground of how to get to your back. And then from your booty, how to get all the way up, okay? We're getting some heart melts. We got a puppy gong.
Now, every day, Winston wants Tristan to rub his spine and hips. It's so cute. If you guys have been through the energy expansion event on the day that we teach how to make a chi ball, we teach how to share that. And ever since we started doing that, Winston is addicted.
I'm going to show you something quickly. Those of you who have the agility will pick this up right away. If you want to learn more about it, you certainly can learn that if you'd like to join us in our ongoing deep dive trainings. But basically, it's the concept of the spiral. So if I wanted to get to the floor and I didn't want to do the knee drop technique, I would, it's like a spinning where you end up with your legs crossed. So what I would do is I would step one leg back and I would let my body, I would let my retractor muscles kick in. I would fold. rather than being up tall and sticking my booty out and trying to go down, I'd actually let my shoulders hang and my spine and everything kind of fold down. And as I was folding down, I would do this spiraling. You saw how I went down, I'll come back up. Same thing that we were doing when we were sitting down at the bottom of that previous technique. I would spiral up. See, this is kind of similar, right? And just adding the turning and getting the booty to the floor.
See, when you're spiraling, you're not putting that linear right angle bend on the joints. Like for me, without having cartilage under my kneecaps, I have to go around it.
So put that one down in your list of things to play with, okay? So now let's say we're on the floor. So you pick and choose the way that works best for you. And you're there. Okay, so let's say you're, I don't know, following your favorite fitness channel and you're practicing your sit-ups.
Hip mobility.
You're practicing your foot circles, your leg circles. Those are coming next week. Lots of cool techniques for the hips. Now you're like, I gotta get up. Okay, this is cool. Rather than try to get up like that and use your tummy, or try to put your arm up here and get up. That's a lot of effort. Check out this cool technique. Obviously, I'm just lowering myself with stomach control, but I'm gonna put my arm here and my hand on top of it. And I'm gonna roll my shoulder and watch. I'm gonna make a little circle. It's a little circle. Look at that. No, look at the difference. Oh, you feel it on your shoulder and your ribs. That's a lot of work getting down like that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. Turn that hand in. I'm thinking shoulder, so I'm going to go down. It's almost like I think I'm going to kiss the mat. And a roll to the floor. I want to come back up. I'm going to roll back up.
I kissed a mat and I
liked
liked it. Yeah.
Okay, hand down. This one can come on top. You can put it here. It's okay. You do whatever you want. But look, it's this. You got to bend that. Elbow down. And you see how I didn't go into my elbow and back on my elbow? I'm putting my shoulder, I'm rolling sideways on my forearm. I'm putting my shoulder down, then rolling through the shoulder.
And he's doing this in such slow motion that it's taking more muscle than it will probably take in real time.
Well, when you're rolling, it won't take much at all. Up.
Yeah, so if you're in a forest all alone and you fall down and you break your legs, we got you.
I gotta get up. Roll to the side and come up. Okay, so now we want to get back up. Watch this. Take this arm and swing it over like this. Have this leg ready to help. Kind of like when we were standing up. Use momentum.
Yep.
And reach up. Boom. Look where we are. Right back where we started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to come up. So either we use an assisted situation.
Like a chair or countertop, tabletop.
Or, remember how, I'll show you from the front, if it's too hard to get that leg under there, put it out to the side, walk your hands over, and bring it around. Remember the momentum, push up, and you're there.
Yep.
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Let us know in the chat, those of you who, I saw Tracy said, I'm watching this like TV because it was her 4th Sensei video today.
We go live funny. A couple of times. All right, so we hope that really helps you.
It's safe for the joints. So this is all about, you have the mobility of the joint, so you don't have to stress it. It's keeping them very safe. So when we did the standing series of Restoring Ageless Mobility, there was a lot of finding new mobility, helping the brain know how to get mobile. And when you have that mobility, you don't need so much strength. I find that a lot of the ways that my students move that are awkward and kind of scary when I see them moving sometimes, like I feel like you're not bending at all, you're gonna fall. Like, haven't you ever seen an older person walking and it looks like the Tin Man, because they've lost so much mobility, and you can see where if they start to fall, they're just going to go down. It's not going to be good. That's why you want to know how to let your body coil, how to let your body wind. So if you do fall, your natural way, somebody actually said during our class today, from practicing these movements, and I'm telling you this so that you practice, it was Madeline. She said, I find that when I have aches or pains or I'm moving, without even thinking now, I'm moving in these ways.
That's the best.
And that's when you're gold. When your body's natural way is to avoid pain and use mobility. Do you want to show that one thing you showed me about how to turn around to sit down, like in a chair?
Like on a bench?
Or on a bench.
Okay, last bonus technique.
I thought this was really simple. I'll give you a story. You go to a hotel to meet your friends for drinks, and it's the lobby of a hotel where there's like armchairs and it's just furniture, and you need to sit down, but your legs are someone's legs, whoever you're showing this to, or whether it's for yourself. It's hard to bend because it's a full 90 degrees, so that feels.
You got a tight dress on.
That feels like a drop. Boom. What can you do to avoid that? Yeah, that's true. I learned a lot of these techniques with my mermaid pencil skirts.
Thank you for the feedback, Guyan. She said these moves are like Feldenkrais lesson.
Yeah.
And the moves are how babies are able to get up and down from their backs to their abdomen. And, you know, one thing I didn't talk about, and I'm going to talk about it now, is your breath. It's important to breathe out with the motions where you're doing exertion, but stay in your breath. Don't tighten and hold the breath or lock anything. Stay like a baby. That's what reminded me. Stay fluid, stay breathing, let the abdomen move, let things fold and let things extend. Don't get brittle and stiff and hard and square. More round.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. No squares. Okay.
Yeah, if we were supposed to move linear, we wouldn't have the rotation. Last night my mom was using a can opener and it was hurting her thumb. She has some arthritis in her thumb. And I was saying, well, what if you used the whole motion? Could you take it off that specific joint? Now, how did I know to do that? Because of understanding, sharing the load, spreading it out, letting what functionally fit way can we use movement medicine and ageless mobility to get the tasks done in a way that doesn't tax the body and yet keeps it mobile. That's what I really love about this. It doesn't tax the body in a harmful way.
Winston is feeling
left so out. What's happening as far as the puppies go is I only brought one dog bed in the room, and Bentley has it. So Winston's walking around like, excuse me, room for rent? Can I get a bed here? He likes to be a taco. Here he is. Taco Winston.
I'd say it's like a fur coat.
Those are those beds that you get tagged on Facebook to buy. They're really good. I bought two.
Okay, let's take a look at navigating down to the bench. Now, I've seen people, they do the back it up. Then hold their breath and drop.
Right? You guys?
Anybody seen that
one? Has that
And
been
then,
you? Have you seen that?
And then it's the rocking up. Nothing wrong with those techniques. I mean, great. If you've got the flexibility, the strength.
Yeah.
If you like to do the rock up,
but
awesome.
When I see some people do it because they're not mobile, it looks like they might keep going forward and
well, that's
fall
the scary part.
on
Or
their
is
head.
if you reach back and hurt your arm or shoulder, or you actually miss the damn chair, that would suck. So what I want to do is show you ways to use the spiral to get down nice and easy, okay?
And this chair, the bench could have a back on it. It could have arms.
Could be a couch. This one's pretty low, so you'll see how the booty ends up on the chair pretty quickly, actually. So I'm standing in front. I'm going to have one leg a little bit back, kind of like when we were doing this drop. And as I start to turn, one hand's going to go down like that, okay? And I'm going to turn and spiral my booty down.
Yep, took the fall out.
And spiral up. Some people, what they like to do when they spiral down is they'll put, well, let's see, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can do it where your foot's in the back and one's in the front. You can spiral like that, or you can do it this way, and you might actually prefer this one, where this leg's in the back, and so when you spiral down, the leg's out of the way. I'm trying to do it really slow so you can see it. This leg is completely out of the way, and that your booty goes right on it. It looks like that, almost like your legs are crossed.
Where he's having to bend low to the bench, that might be the back of a big chair, it might be the arm of a chair, various heights.
So now to get up, to use our sneaky technique, we would put one leg over, like the cross leg thing where we spiraled. We put one leg under. Now it's on the side of the foot for a moment, and this one comes over, and we'll spin the arm around. Now watch what happens. We spiral up.
So good.
Spiral down. Look how...
If you guys are watching this on Facebook, share it with people that need this.
Booty. Look, there's hardly any, because of the twist, the booty's on the bench right away. La da da da. One leg under, one leg over. Hand comes over. What do we do here? Look up when we stand up. Okay? Just some other ways to play the game of life and movement. All right, cool. That's it for today. Spirals are your friend. We are going to kick off a lot of training next week, Thursday. So if you go here, you'll be able to join us. And if you want the full deep dive into what I taught today, you'll have access to it right away. You'll also get the last session that we did, Ageless Mobility Standing Series, for your neck, your shoulders, your arms, elbows, wrists, fingers, hips, lower back, pelvis, knees, ankles, feet. We did the whole body over a 4-week journey. We filmed everything and compressed it down into a simple follow-along routine. It's really good.
Right. So if you decide to join us, like Tristan said, you get immediate access to the full program about how to get up and down. And just the reason that we did that is because from the Restoring Ageless Mobility sequence, you'll want to get down to the floor or a chair. Now, of course, depending on how mobile you are or and who you're sharing this with, a bed will do,
you could do a lot in the bed.
Modify so that things work for you. And then to get back up is so that when the end of the sequence is there, you can get back up. A couple questions that usually come in about the dojo. Is there a long-term contract? Nope. No. You stay as long as you like to stay. And when you're saying, hey, I'm not able to take these classes, you just send us an email. And that ends your membership. It's no long contracts or anything like that. What I do find is that so many people say that, wow, from moving and doing these naturally, I'm not needing to go to the massage. I'm not needing a chiropractor. I'm not even, and I have to be very careful how I say this legally, but I'm taking lower dosages of things I used to take before because the body is vibrating at a higher frequency, the energy is moving, you're bringing blood to the areas that need healing, and the body is healing itself. So that's what we're all about. That's what we love. If you'd like to give it a go, love to have you.
There it is. Okay.
Thank you for all the comments. That was, somebody was saying that they worked in a hospital and they taught very similar ways to the patients to
that was
stand.
Bonnie Carney. Thank you for that. Yeah, Bonnie wrote this, that these are wonderful. When I worked in acute hospital, I taught similar ways to sit and rise to peeps in rehab. Also, roll and rise. Cool. Good name. I like it. All right, here comes the music.
Is that me?
Do 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 do. All right. Much love, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us. It's now date night, so we're gonna go and play a little bit. Let's celebrate life. Have a beautiful night.
Take a stroll. Look at Christmas lights in the neighborhood.
They're all over the place. Very cool. Okay. Bye now.